Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a chatty get ready with me, and I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons to skip the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, which has already started by the time you're seeing this video, but I felt like we're still pretty early on in the sale, and I had some thoughts I wanted to share. I'm also myself debating whether I want to shop the sale at all. There is one particular day that is tempting me, and I'm trying to see if I can talk myself out of it also. So maybe you guys can help me talk myself out of shopping that day, but we'll get into all that. So I'm also going to be putting on some makeup. I'm going to use products, just a mix of products from my everyday makeup drawer, my project pan. I'm also going to be using the Oden's Eye Sea Talk palette, which I've used twice so far. I loved both looks that I've done with it. Both of them, one of them is already up as a YouTube short, and the other one will be up this week. Alright, I pulled my hair back. I'm ready to put on some makeup. I'm going to use the Ilia Skin Tint I recently put in my everyday makeup drawer. So let's go ahead and get into my 5 reasons to skip the Ulta sale. So if you're not familiar with the 21 Days of Beauty, it is a flash sale, which means that a select group of products are on sale for half off for one day only. So it's a kind of genius sale tactic for Ulta, because that type of sale does encourage people to buy things that they may not have even originally wanted, which is good for Ulta, but not so great for us, the consumers, because if you just happen to be browsing the Ulta app or the Ulta site that day and you see certain, really popular high-end products are half off, that's really tempting, and you might be tempted to buy one of those things even if it wasn't even originally on your radar. I know as I was browsing through the sale info myself, there were a couple things I spotted that were already on my Ulta, loves list or favorites list, whatever it's called, which if you didn't know, you can basically create a wish list on Ulta. So if you see a product that you like, you can just tap the heart as long as you're logged in, and it'll save it to your wish list so that you can, go back later and remember. And I like to use that tool actually to help me make smarter purchases. My rule of thumb is if it's something that wasn't already on my Ulta wish list, I don't actually want it and I shouldn't buy it. That's what I try to go by when there's a sale going on, because that way I can discern what is and isn't an impulse purchase for me. So I like to use that Ulta wish list tool to help me shop more mindfully. But, of course, half off of high-end items is super tempting, even if it's something that wasn't even on your radar to begin with. So that's why I think this specific style of flash sale can be a little dangerous if you're somebody that's prone to impulse shopping. So that's why I am a little hesitant to really promote this sale or any sale, because sales can be good, especially if there's a product that you know is your holy grail, and this is the time of year that you always stock up. I know a lot of people stock up on their Anastasia brow pencils this time of year, or other products that are almost always in the sale. And that's a good way to use a sale like this, I think. I don't know. I'm always a little disappointed by these sales because, for example, I took some screenshots of some of the products that I originally was like, ooh, maybe I should buy that, but then I was able to talk myself out of it. But one of them was from About Face, which About Face is a brand that I really do want to try more products from. And the only products from About Face that are included in this sale are the matte lip and the matte lip pencils. What I wish was on sale was their liquid eyeshadows, or the cream eyeshadows that everyone's always talking about, or their new glitter eyeshadows I would have been interested in buying. That's what I was kind of hoping to see in the sale from About Face. But instead, they have their liquid lipsticks and their lip liners. And I really don't need any new lip liners that I know of. I think I'm kind of good in terms of lip liners. And I really don't I know I don't like liquid lipsticks anymore. They're just not really, the liquid lipsticks that I have, I hardly ever use. So I've decided, I'm not allowing myself to buy any more products like that. But at first, when I saw this, I was disappointed that the products I wanted weren't on sale, but then I was like, well, maybe I should try these anyway, because this is a brand that I want to try more from, and this is a chance to try more products for cheaper, but that's not a good enough reason to pick up those products. So that was just an example that I had, but there were so many other products like that where, let's see, another brand that I really want to try, I have never tried anything from Fenty, and I really am hoping to try something from Fenty this year. But the product that is on sale this time around is the Pro Filter Concealer, which isn't really one of the Fenty products that's on my wish list. I have a few different Fenty products that I would like to try that are already on my wish list, like their lip glosses, their skin tint, their bronzer, but one of the products that is not on my wish list is their concealer. It's just not something that I don't need any new concealers right now. I'm happy with the ones I have, and this isn't one that I have been particularly interested in. So that's another one where at first I was like, well, maybe I should get it just to be able to try something from Fenty, but once again, that's not a good enough reason. So this is how these sales get you, you know? By the way, I just used on my under eyes the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Concealer, which is actually one of the products that is included in the 21 Days of Beauty sale. I like this concealer, but I don't know, I don't love it. Like, I feel like it just doesn't have as much coverage as I was expecting. It reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I think this one sits a little bit nicer on the skin, like it just looks a little bit more meshed in with your skin rather than sitting on top of your skin. But I don't know, I still don't really, I don't love it. So back to the sale. What I would recommend is if you find yourself suddenly interested in a product that has never been on your wish list before, that's probably a sign that you don't actually want it and you are only wanting to buy it because it's on sale. That's my general rule of thumb. I'm using the Sigma color corrector now. So that is how I would suggest you think about your purchases, is ask yourself, is this something that I wanted before I saw that it was on sale? If the answer is yes, then that's a good sign. But if the answer is no, it's probably a sign that you don't actually want that product, and maybe you could just go ahead and save it for later. Put it on your Ulta wish list, and after the sale is over, if you notice that you are magically no longer interested in that product, probably means that it wasn't something that you actually wanted to buy. Which kind of brings me to my next reason not to shop, or my next point I wanted to make, is that you have to remember there will always be another sale. There will always, even, you know, this year, any product that you're finding on sale, I feel like I just put too much of that on. This is the LYS Cream Bronzer. Any product that you see on sale, if you miss out on it, it will always go on sale again. Probably later this year, maybe not on Ulta, but maybe on the brand's website, or maybe on a different retailer's website. Most of the products that I see listed in this sale are things that I've seen go on sale many times before. Like, for example, the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks, which I do really like those lipsticks, but those are on sale for $10. And, yeah, that's a good deal for a high-end lipstick. But I've seen those lipsticks on sale for $10 many times in the past 6 months. I saw them over Black Friday, just around the holidays. Urban Decay has sales on their website periodically, and usually those lipsticks are marked down. So those lipsticks are pretty easy to find for that half-off discount throughout the year. And the same can be said for a lot of these things too. So if you decide not to shop, don't feel like you're missing out on a deal of a lifetime that you're never going to get anymore, even though some of these products have the little label on the top that says first time steal, which means, according to them, it's the first time the product has been on sale for this price. Don't let that convince you that you need to snatch it up right now. It's never going to be on sale for this price again. Because there will always be another sale, always. By the way, I just recolored my hair, so my scalp is a little bit stained here if you're noticing that. Reason number 3 to skip the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. One thing that I really don't like about the sale is that if you only wanted to buy one product that day, like one of the products is on sale, that's all you wanted, unless you're a Diamond or Platinum member, Diamond and Platinum members do get free shipping, but the rest of us do not. So if you're shopping online, that's really gonna make you feel tempted to add more things to your cart to meet that free shipping threshold, which I think is $35 on Ulta. So it's not a really high threshold, but that is a higher price than what most of these products are selling for now on sale. So you're either going to be tempted to pick up some of the other products in the sale that day that maybe you didn't want, or you're going to be tempted to just browse the Ulta site and see if there's anything else you might want so that you can get free shipping. So that's another way that Ulta is sneakily trying to make us buy more than we really originally wanted or needed, which is just another thing to keep in mind. Either, I would say, there's no harm in just paying for shipping if you are just wanting to buy one thing, because even though, yeah, it sucks to pay shipping, you're still saving money compared to what you would otherwise spend. Let's say you just wanted one $10 product in the sale. Now you have to find $25 more worth of products to add into your cart to meet that free shipping. And maybe there are $25 worth of other things that you already know that you were planning on buying. That would be totally fine. But if you're just browsing the site looking for things to add, that's a slippery slope, because then you're very likely to end up buying things that you didn't actually want to begin with. So if you know that you're prone to doing that, maybe it would be a good idea to just skip the sale altogether. Okay, so I mentioned recently that the only day that I really am tempted to shop is day 15, because on this day they have the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumping Gloss for $12, and that is something that has been on my Ulta wish list for a while now. So that product on its own is something that I would like to get. And then also that day they have the Persona Super Blushes for $11. And these blushes are so popular. I know the shade Bubble went viral last year, and I think the shade Bubble is the one I would want just because that's the one that everyone's always raving about. But here's the thing. I didn't have these Persona blushes on my wish list. I've never really been sitting around thinking like, man, I really want one of those Persona blushes. But when I saw that they were on sale on the same day that something else that I already wanted is on sale, that was when I was thinking, oh, well, then that's perfect, then I can get those two things. But I was thinking some more about that today in preparation for filming this video, and I was like, Sarah, really? Do you really want that? Because that goes against the advice that you just gave. So now I don't know, now I'm feeling indecisive. And then I was like, well, maybe I don't even need that Tarte Juicy Lip either, because I already have so many great lip products, but I do already own the original Maracuja Juicy Lip, a mini version in the shade Hibiscus. I do really like this, but is the Juicy Lip Plump one that different? Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if you've tried both. Like, is this Juicy Lip Plump thing gonna change my life? Probably not. Like, I'm sure it's a nice product. I'm sure I would enjoy it. Maybe I could just be strong and skip this day of the sale altogether, and that's really the only day of the sale that's really tempting me. So maybe I can just avoid the sale completely if I decide not to shop that day. And I already have so many amazing, like, sheer lip, like, glossy products. Like, I have two of the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shines that I love. I have this Kaja Heart Melter, which is kind of similar here. So, like, do I need another one? Probably not. Like, I think I will enjoy it, but at the same time, I know I don't need it. And another thing, I was shopping my stash. I realized that this Kokie Soft Gradient Blush in the shade Starcrossed might actually make a pretty similar shade to that Persona Bubble blush. I mean, this is what that blush shade looks like when I just swirl my finger in the pink and the purple. I get a really, really similar shade to what I've seen of that Bubble color. It's just a, cool bubblegum pink. I already have a shade like that, so do I really need another one? I really like this blush. I'm sure the formulas are different. I'm sure, they're not exact dupes or anything, but if I already have a color like it, maybe I should skip it. I'm going to use this blush today just to remind myself how pretty it is. So that is where I'm at with my decisions. Let me know what you think I should do. I was also interested in day 18, the day they have the Urban Decay Single Shadows on sale. But then when I was mentioning that in a recent video, I think it was my Everyday Makeup Drawer video, a couple of you guys let me know that actually the Moon Dust shadows are not included that day, which is good to know because that's what I really wanted. I don't really think I'm interested in just the regular single shadows from them. I really want their Moon Dust shadows, so lucky for me, I can easily skip that day now. Okay, reason number 4 to skip the sale is that you could put that money that you would be spending on the sale towards maybe something that you've been saving up for, something that you've really been wanting to start saving up for too. Like, I'm sure we all have something that we've been trying to save up for or thinking about, like, maybe a vacation or maybe a new phone or whatever, something non-makeup related that you've been thinking about. Or maybe you've just been wanting to start like a rainy day savings account. or add to an already existing savings account like that. So let's say you're shopping around, considering, making a purchase in this sale that you're not so sure about, you're not sure if it's a good decision. If you find yourself in that situation, let's say you have a few products in your cart that adds up to, $75. You're just about ready to pull the trigger and click checkout. Hear me out now. What if instead of clicking checkout, you took that $75 or however much is your total and put that into a savings account for whatever that thing is that you want to save up for. That way you can still get that feeling of gratification, but you're just directing it to something else other than makeup. That is one of my favorite things to do. Well, I don't do it often, but it's one of my favorite things to do when I know I'm on the verge of buying something I don't actually need or want. I really like to do that because it just feels good to do something nice for your future self. That future you is going to be really grateful that you did. So just an option, just an idea. All right, so I just did my brows, and now let's get into this Sea Talk palette. I think I want to do something fun and bright with the pink and yellow, but I'm going to start out the look with the shade Dolphin Tail, the taupe here, the matte taupe. All right, so my fifth and final reason not to shop the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale is that you probably already have similar products to the ones that you are tempted to buy. I'm sure there are exceptions to this, but if you are like a makeup enthusiast and you have a pretty big makeup collection as it is, chances are the products that you are interested in the sale are similar to just the types of products that you tend to be drawn to anyway. So odds are you probably already have something like it in your collection. Like for me, the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump, I have plenty of glossy, plumping products already. Or like that Persona blush, I already have so many blushes that I love. Sure, I mean, I probably would really like that Persona blush if I do end up buying it. Like I said, I still haven't decided, but sure, I'd probably end up liking it. I may even not regret buying it if I did buy it, but I also can guarantee you I will not regret not buying it. I've never regretted not buying something. I can't think of any time I have regretted not making a purchase. Is there any time I've regretted not buying something? I'm trying to think now. Maybe there has been in the history of my channel and I'm just not remembering, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever regretted not buying something. So one of my favorite ways to think about this is to shop your stash. So I actually did a video like this, I think in the most recent 21 Days of Beauty sale before this one in the fall, where I basically window shopped the sale and made a note of all the things that were interesting or intriguing to me that I was somewhat tempted to purchase. And then after that, I shopped my stash and picked out products that were similar to the ones that I'd been eyeing, and I did a look using those products. And at the end of that look, I no longer felt interested in buying any of the products that I'd originally been thinking about. So that's what I would suggest doing. And I'll link that video below too if you want to watch it. And anytime I do that kind of thing, I almost always come away feeling more content with the products that I already have, because I've just reminded myself of just the infinite different types of makeup looks I could do with the makeup I already have. I already have so much makeup. I don't think there's a single makeup look that I couldn't recreate with the products I already have. Okay, so I got that shade on. That took me a while because I was talking while doing it. But next I'm going to, I haven't used this shade yet, the shade called Iridescent Shell. I'm going to apply that to my lid. Ooh, that's pretty. The shimmers in here, the ones I have used so far, are incredible. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'd never tried Odin's Eye before. And I'd heard mixed things about their eyeshadow formula, so I wasn't going in with like super high expectations of the formula, but I was pretty blown away the first time I used this palette. I used this shade, and I'll link the short that I did of that look, but I was blown away by how gorgeous this taupe shade was. It looks pretty in the pan, but on the eyes it is just so sparkly and dimensional. And this shade too, seems like it would make a nice topper shade too, because it is kind of translucent, but it looks really pretty on its own as well. I'm actually going to take a small crease brush into this navy matte color called Night Swim. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that, because I want to add a little blue. I'm going to blend that. I don't know how that's going to look layered over the taupe, maybe that was a bad idea, but I'm going to add some of that to my crease, or like just above where I applied the taupe. I'll add some out here too. You know what? I probably should have just used this navy shade instead of the taupe. I think that would have gone better with this pink. I'm trying to decide now if I want to put this yellow in my inner corner or not. I'm not sure if that's going to look good with these particular colors. Maybe I should just leave it like this. Or I could put that mint in my inner corner, which I have done both of the previous times I used this palette as well. I think I'm going to do that. This just makes a really pretty inner corner. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to use my Urban Decay eyeliner in Overdrive on my lower lash line, this emerald green. Not in my waterline, just across the lash line. I'm drawing it on, and then I'm going to smudge it with this smudge brush from Eco Tools. I'm really liking this palette and the color story. I feel like this color story especially looks good on red hair, because it's like a mermaid palette. Okay, so on my lips, I decided to do a combo I've never done before. I have my Kokie lip liner in Nude, my favorite, and then I applied the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in Art Walk, just mainly to the center of my lips, and I only applied a little bit and blended it out with my finger so that it would just look more like a sheer wash of pink, and I really like that. I like the way that goes with this eye look a lot. So there's the completed look, and those are my 5 reasons to skip the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I hope it helped you if you're trying to talk yourself out of shopping. Let me know down below if you're planning on shopping or skipping the Ulta sale. No judgment either way, of course, but I think taking advantage of sales to save some money on products that you already wanted or needed can be a great way to save money, obviously, but I also think that sales can become a tricky situation, especially if you are prone to impulse shopping, so I hope this video helped you out. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope you had fun. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you back. If you want to support my channel further, I do have a Patreon and a channel membership that you can check out. Those will be linked below. But otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.